There's a moment when your life still looks fine on paper, but it no longer feels like it fits. If that's where you are, this conversation is for you. My name is Catherine Allen. I am a life and business coach, and I would like to talk about what it feels like when you've outgrown the life that you've created. There are some quiet signs. Some of the signs are you dread Mondays, you wake up tired before you even get started, and you're done playing the game when everything becomes, I just don't care anymore. And it usually happens when you have burnout or you have misalignment. Burnout is when you are just completely exhausted. You're exhausted by the number of hours that you're putting in at work. You're exhausted by the environment. You're exhausted by everything that is happening that is not in alignment with how you know it to be true. Misalignment is different. Misalignment is you're doing what you're doing, you do it well, the environment is okay, but you know that it is out of alignment with who you are and the person that you should be or you can become. You're misaligned and you're very aware of it. This is not who I am. I know I'm meant to do more. That is a difference. And you really want to be aware of that difference so that you can take action accordingly. Why nothing external is wrong, but you have this knowing feeling inside. That's more misalignment. The burnout is the environment is just too much. And you could leave a burnout environment and you might want to find another job, one that is better for you in terms of the time impact that is taken or just the culture of where you're working. But that misalignment, it really goes deeper because you are not the person who you know you are meant to be. And you have this whisper inside, it's like, why am I doing this? You probably would say I'm better than this sometimes or I deserve more. And you're always feeling this way, but yet you normalize this whisper before you have your breakthrough. It could be in terms of it's just the way it is. I just need to accept this. I can't do anything different. But what happens is over time, you have this hidden grief of outgrowing the old identity. When you lose who you are or who you're meant to be, and when you have come to accept it, it's a grief. Like you have resigned yourself. And it's a sadness because it's not who you hope to be. You have resigned yourself. This is the best of who I can become or who I will be. And that is all internal. You have these feelings inside. No one can see them. You know they're there. You think about them. You have a sadness around it. Sometimes you may sit down or you may sit back in your chair. It's like, why am I doing this? I know I'm meant for more. Why can't I just take a leap and try something different? It is a sadness that will take a toll on you over time. And what you really need to think about, why do you feel like this is all I can be? Who told you that? Why are you telling yourself that? Whatever you tell yourself, you start to believe it. Why do you feel like you can't do anything else? You're still breathing, right? So if you're still breathing, you can pivot, you can do something else. So I will say, address the real truth behind why you are resigning yourself to a situation, to an environment that is not good for you. What fears do you have inside? Did someone tell you years ago you'll never achieve something? Did a teacher tell you something and you're still holding on to it? Did a friend, did a parent, or someone tell you something that is holding you back? Look at why are you staying stuck in an environment in this misalignment. That whisper that's inside of you is probably not going to go away, but it will always create a sadness for you. So what I suggest you do, you really look at the internal barriers. Let's address what it is that is holding you back. And let's be very clear. The feelings that we have that may be holding you back, they're real, but those feelings come from a thought. So the first thing is to identify that thought that have you believing that you are stuck at where you are. Quite often, the thoughts that we have are not based on truth. They're based on a belief that you have been holding on to, and that belief is causing you to think that you can't do the thing that you know you are meant to be, or that you want to, the person that you would like to become. Whatever thought that you have, examine that thought to see if it is based on truth. Because if you have no evidence of truth behind it, it's just a belief. And I like to give the example of, if you, let's bring the truth. If you are going to court and you have evidence, you can't tell the judge, well, I feel. That will not fly in court. So the same is true about the thing that you're holding on to. If you have no evidence to support it, if it's never happened, you have no proof that it did happen, that is just a belief. So what I need you to do is to reframe that belief. Let's say, for example, if your belief is, I'm too old to start something new. Again, if you're breathing, you're not too old. Or, I'm so deep in one career that I can't pivot to something else. Why not? Why can't you pivot? Who's holding you back from pivoting? And what I really suggest, when you're thinking about getting alignment of who you are and what you would like to do, I suggest that you start the thing that you would like to do on the side of what you are currently doing. Because I am by no means suggesting that you up and quit your job. I am one who encourage women to start something on the side of what you are already doing. If you are out of alignment with who you are, then start something different on the side of what you're doing. First, you have to tackle the thought that you have that you can't do it. If you have no evidence to support that you can't do it, then tackle that. Oftentimes, I hear women and individuals say, well, I don't have the money to start anything different. Well, let's examine that. And I'm not talking about thousands of dollars. If you want to start something, yeah, it's going to take a little money to start anything. But let's examine, do you really have the money? Well, how often do you invest in your hair, your nails, the bags, the eating out, the trips? If that is more important to you than changing your life to become the person that you want, then you will probably stay where you are. But if you are someone that you are tired of where you are tired of being misaligned, then you are willing to make the sacrifice to get the things that you want. And oftentimes, you may already have access to the funds that are needed to start something to put you in alignment with what you want. So think about how you can do something versus why you can't. It is so easy to put more energy in why you can't do a thing instead of finding a solution to do something. So I just want to leave you with that, is to look at where you are. If you are misaligned with the person you would like to be or the person that you know you can become, then address the thought that is holding you back from taking action, reframe it to what is true, and then move in that direction. I am going to leave you with that. I do invite you to subscribe if you have not and come back. Let's work on some more mindset. Let's work into a strategy to get you to where you are, to get you into alignment. I thank you for coming by, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.